Welcome, Libra Scorpio, to your May Astro Dice reading. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you. Best messages coming out. Best messages. Ooh. Got some Pluto energy coming out with some Aries. Going straight into the first house of how people see you. Okay. How you see yourself. So let's go over here to Pluto. Transformation, right? Your ability to transform, take a big leap forward, and rebirth. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely to happen. So there could be something very impulsive going on. Just jumping. And you know, it's kind of crazy because I actually see it happening, because it's like you're getting impulsive. You're taking this impulsive leap forward. Kind of like nothing's going to stop me. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm going straight into the first house. And people are going to see you. They're like, oh my God, look at you go. Right? So what people see and the impressions you give, what are you giving off? You're giving off how you're leaping forward. How you're like, I'm ready to rock. I want to get this done. And that's how people are going to see you. So let's get straight into the situation. Situation is taking place in the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Why are you being so impulsive? Right? Why are they seeing you do this? What are you after? What are you gaining? What do you want? Right? What's going on around you? You have some overindulgence going on within it comes to the situation, and it could be overindulgence within love, following your heart, feeling like, you know what, this is where I really want this. It could even be a little bit of, I've had overindulgence and now I need a little bit of quiet time. We'll see which one it is, right? Because this also could be a little quiet time. So maybe it's a little bit of both. Lack of fun. Get that Ace of Pentacles in reverse here for a minute. So clarify on why the Three of Cups is here, please. Clarify on why the Three of Cups is here, please. Looks like no matter what, you're following your heart. There was some kind of going against the grain when it came to some kind of relationship. So it does look like you excessively following your heart when it comes to a situation. But it also looks like, you know what, I've also got very comfortable within this situation, and people see you very comfortable. They also see that there was something going on when it came to something being very, maybe just having some blind faith, and that's that leaping into some kind of relationship, leaping into something where you were afraid you were going to have a missed opportunity. That's exactly what it is. It looks like you leapt into something so fast because you were afraid to miss this opportunity. You see the grass is green over here. You're going against the grain of what most people would say, this is very conventional. We usually do things this way and that way. But it's almost like you're saying, I don't want it conventional right now because I don't want to miss this opportunity. So it just feels like you're geared up for, let's go. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Taking that ultimate courage over here. That's what it is. And people see it too. They're like, oh my gosh, there they go, walking on their last their last foot over here, trying to get to where it is they want to be. So they do see you being very impulsive about this situation. They do see you taking on that extra, vulnerability, which is good anyways, because that vulnerability is a type of strength. So whoever you're dealing with, they're going to say, wow, you're being very vulnerable. But that's good, though, because that's that form of strength that you really need in approaching the relationship in a different tone. Like I said, well, with the different tone is so that you don't have this missed opportunity. You're like, nope, I don't want you to get away from me. It's time to love and be loved, and I want to do it. I want to do this. So I think you've had some alone time to think about this, right? Getting straight to the mid-month. And if it's not you, then it's the person you're going after over here, and you can see that they're jumping right at you. But I would say you're still pretty spontaneous anyways, and your life is pretty spontaneous. Page of Pentacles over here. Yeah. Lack of commitment. You were in something that was starting to die, that there was some kind of lack of commitment, and you do not want that. Lack of commitment, frustration, and delay. Something that felt like there was a lack of purpose, fantasy, and illusion. I didn't want that to happen. There was some kind of confusion going on. So there was some kind of change from resistance to the way that you were seeing the situation, holding on. There's too much stagnancy. When it comes to the middle of the month, there's this definite personal transformation with the Pluto that's saying, look, we're going to master this situation, but there has to be practical structure when it comes to this situation. Okay, all of a sudden, the messages of where you're trying to get your messages are now being held back. It's almost like you're waiting for these messages to keep coming in, but they're not coming in right now. So people are seeing you as kind of lack of patience. Lack of patience right now. You're afraid that maybe you overstepped the boundaries. Maybe you were too fast. Maybe you overwhelmed this person. Maybe, there's now everything's a little inconsistent when it comes to them. And now you're feeling a little insecure about the situation. But yet you still have a lot of confidence when it comes to that. But yet now you're seeing that maybe you were a little over excessive. People are seeing you as being a little over excessive. But it's because you had that courage. How does it really work, though? It's like, but how did it really work? Because, I mean, it said you went after, you didn't want to miss the opportunity. You knew that was the opportunity, but now all of a sudden they've kind of cold turkeyed you. They've kind of backed up from the situation. They were all hot and heavy, ready to go. And now all of a sudden they've backed down. Why? Too fast? Maybe you went too fast. Clarify on why. What are they doing? Clarify what they're doing. Just kind of like threw them for. Oh, okay. Threw them off. They threw them off balance. Kind of confused them, threw them off balance as they're sitting over here still planting seeds or waiting for the growth of the situation. Okay. So it's not anything bad. It just threw them off. They didn't expect you to come at them so fast. Okay. So they just see you as just coming in really strong. All I did was just throw them off balance. That's all. The end of the month. Three of Swords to the Nine of Cups in reverse to the Knight of Swords. If you were having and releasing some kind of pain from the last relationship that was going on and you were moving on, there's a lot of dissatisfaction and indulgence going on within that situation. And this is where the fast thinking is. I do feel like there was a lot of indulgence. You know that, right? You do know that you were being very impulsive about the situation. But it does feel like there's this attachment. They're going to see, though, that you really are showing, like I said, your vulnerability and really showing that you want this emotional bond with this person, that you are trying to attach yourself to them for the deeper, to grow deeper. But I can see that they are doing that as well. I do feel like with the threes that there could have been somebody you're leaving behind. And I'm not saying it's a 100% third party situation. I'm saying that there could be somebody else who is, the ex or something, right? Who's trying to gain attention from you. Who maybe that's why you jumped so hard towards this other person. You didn't want to have the missed opportunity with this new person, but you didn't want to, hold on or even have the other person believe that you're. Look, for a lot of you, this is the way it is. You didn't want to have a missed opportunity with this person, but you were going against. There's something unconventional. You knew it was unconventional. This other person, whoever this ex is for some of you, you wanted to jump into this new relationship because you wanted them to understand, I don't want anything to do with you. I have this new person. I don't want to lose them. I don't want to, I want to plant seeds with them. I want to be with them. I don't want you around me anymore. Because I really do like this new person, and I don't want them to think that because you're around or whatever that I'm messing around. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what's kind of coming off over here, is you're saying, I'm releasing the limiting beliefs. I don't want the ex around, and I don't want her calling me. I don't want her anywhere near me. I'm really more interested in the Nine of Pentacles, okay? And I'm trying to offer the Nine of Pentacles a date. I'm trying to get them to, work with me. And that's why it's very important at the end of the month, because in the first house, it's almost like somebody is saying, your friend is saying, yeah, because I can see that you're trying to ignore so-and-so, your ex, right? So that you can be with a new person. And I see what you're doing. They just think it's a little extreme, but you felt like it had to be extreme, right? Because otherwise you're going to miss this person, because this other person won't get, they're just like sitting in your lap all the time type of scenario. Okay? I mean, seriously, that's the way it is. And the only way that you feel like you can really deepen the love with this person, in which they want to do so as well, the only reason that they're confused in the mid-month was because they didn't expect you to come to them so strong, because I think that they know you were dealing with that ex. Okay? And you could be getting a divorce, and they know that, but they didn't expect that transition. They didn't expect that to just come at them so fast, so it threw them for a loop. Okay? And this ex, this other person, didn't expect you to throw them out of your lap so fast, even though they weren't really there, but you're literally detaching, really 100% breaking the chains. And they didn't expect that, and you did it fast. And I think it's because they've been trying to reel you in on this chain. Every time you get away, they keep bringing the chain back closer, and finally you were just like, no, I found somebody else. So I really think that's really what it is. So it's like now you're going to come clean with them to make them understand that you have, that you're doing something new. You want something new, you're doing something new, and they're not involved within the situation, that you're cutting the chain, like literally breaking the chains. And I got Dawkins in my head. You're breaking the chains. Okay. Breaking the chains around me, okay? But that's what's literally going on. And they're not liking this situation because everything is happening really fast and very impulsive. And they feel like you're being very impulsive about the situation. Like, where did that come from? Well, it came from, if I keep pulling on these chains and messing around with you, then I'm going to lose out on the Queen of Pentacles. Whether or not you actually do, or could have, or would have, or that, what I'm saying? It wasn't the point. The point was that's how you felt. That's how you're seeing it within yourself. So within the first house, it's how they see you, and it's also how you're seeing yourself, and you're saying, oh my God, if I don't hurry up and do this, I'm going to freaking lose them, right? I need to do something. There wasn't, like I said, it doesn't matter whether or not you did or not. It's it's the whole idea, if that's the way that feels. So, you want to gain that insight into that current situation to better understand what steps need to be done to push you towards that Queen of Pentacles. That's it. Right? But you had to reconsider what's going on over here. Because if they're, like I said, if they're sitting in your lap, Queen of Pentacles is not going to come towards you. And you knew that. And you know that. And you're going to know that. Right? It's like you knew it, you're going to know it, and you know it now, right? Okay. And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.